everything dies. You die, I die, civilizations, animals, plants, the list goes on. Because death isn't an inevitable consequence of existence, it stands to reason that writers would focus some of their energy on such a topic. Shakespeare alluded to death by comparing mortality to youth. Sonnet 73 has many scholars debating over the main idea behind the sonnet, giving way to several interpretations of the sonnet. One notable issue can be found within Indian Repertory Theatre's production of The Tempest. Does the speaker focus this sonnet around the ending of his own life, or does he compare it to the ending of youth for the fair youth himself, of which the sonnet is directed? It is best to start by looking at the sonnet as a whole. That time of year thou mayest to me behold, when yellow leaves, or none, or few do hang, upon those boughs which shake against the cold, by ruined choirs, where late the sweet birds sang. In me thou seest twilight of such day, as after sunset fadeth in the west, which by and by black night doth take away, death's second self, that seals up all in the rest. So we are starting to get some imagery of what we usually associate with something ending. Autumn nears the end of the year, twilight nears the end of the day. We start to get the picture. The speaker goes on to mention death itself, putting the image of the end concretely in our imagination. In me thou seest the glowing of such fire, that on the ashes of his youth doth lie, as a deathbed whereon it must expire, consumed with that which it was nourished by. Now the speaker references ashes of a fire and compares it to a deathbed. The final line in the couplet served to shed light on the matter. This thou perceivest, which makes thy love more strong, to love that which well thou must leave ere long. Love, knowing Shakespeare, it makes sense that he references love, but what does must thou leave ere long reference? Is the speaker saying that thou must leave him after he dies? John Prince, who wrote a review of the play in regards to the use of Sonnet 73, claims that this was a misinterpretation. He claims that Sonnet 73 should have been directed at the main character's daughter, who was being betrothed. Instead of sonnet referencing mortality, it would pertain to the ending of the daughter's youth, which makes sense for a betrothal. He goes on to make the claim that the use of thou and that must agree in the couplet. This only makes sense if that refers to the fair youth's youth and not the speaker's life. Scholars still debate over the interpretation of the sonnet. It's hard to say who is correct. Whether it be life or youth, they must both inevitably come to an end.